Hi and Assalamualaikum, madam. My name is Muhammad Adi Ashraf bin Muhammad Anuri. My metric number is 012024092220. So today, I'm gonna talk about our assignment, business math, which is arithmetic sequence and geometric sequence. So me and my friends, right now, he will conduct about geometric sequence and I will conduct about arithmetic sequence. So let's jump into the arithmetic sequence. Okay. Okay. So what is arithmetic sequence? Arithmetic sequence is a sequence of number where the difference between one term and the next that always the same. So for example, like this difference, we call it as a common difference. Okay. So to find it, we have to subtract any term from the one that come after it. All right. So let's we see about the formula because we have two formula in arithmetic sequence. Okay, so the first formula is how you gonna calculate the Tn. What is Tn? Later I will talk it about. So first we have Tn equal to A plus n minus 1 in bracket we have to time with D. And the second formula, which is Sn equal to n over 2 in bracket 2a plus in bracket n minus 1 times with D. So let's we dive a little bit more about these two formula. So the first formula we have Tn. So Tn is refer to the n of term, so the number of term. So what term we're gonna find it? All right. So n is the number of term, and a is the first of term, and d is the common difference. So in here, what is how we gonna determine how we gonna calculate the common difference is from previous I explained it about arithmetic sequence. So we have to subtract that any term and the term that come after it. For example, we have three sequence, which is one is the first term, three is the second term, and five is the third term. So how we're gonna determine how we're gonna calculate the D is the second term must subtract or minus the first term. Okay? So that how we're gonna determine how we're gonna calculate the common difference. The common difference. So let's move to the sum of term, the second formula. So this is the second formula, which is Sn equal to sum of term, A equal to the first term, N equal to the number of term, and the D equal to common difference. So in this formula, D is actually how you're gonna calculate the D is actually the same. The second term must subtract or minus with the first term. Alright. So let we jump into the example first for the further explanation. So this is the first example. Let's say this is the first sequence, the sequence that you will be given, and the answer they ask you do you how do you want how do you want to know the 10th term of this sequence. So first we have the first sequence 2, the second difference is 10, and the third term is 18. So first we have to calculate the D. So what is D? So second term must minus with the first term, which is 8. And how you gonna know that is the answer, that is the difference? So you have to do a little bit more, which is the third term minus with the second term, which is 8. So if you get the same answer, if you get the D is the same, so that's mean you are correct. Alright. So by using this Tn equal A plus in bracket n minus D time with D, you're gonna have to find the 10th term. So we all know the A is the first term, so and D is the common difference, and N is the term. So by this sequence, we can calculate the 10th term, you can get the 10th term is 74. Okay, and next, let's see about the example 2. So this is the example 2 about sum of the first term. By using the same sequence, you have to determine sum of the 10th term. So how you gonna find it? With a simple and the similar answer. So for the first step, we're gonna have to find the D, which is the common difference. So we're using the same method, which is the second term minus the first term, you get 8. And to confirm your answer, to confirming that 8 is D, you have to do the third term minus with the second term, which is 8. If you get the similar, if you get not similar, if you get the same answer, so that's mean your D is correct. And by using the formula of Sn equal to n over 2 in bracket 2a plus n minus 1 time with D, you can find the sum of 10 term. So we all know that n is the number of term, which is 10. And a is the first term, which is 2. And D is the common difference. Alright, so by using this formula to find the sum of the 10th term, and you can get 380. So that is the final answer. And that is from me about the arithmetic sequence. And next, I'm gonna passing to Akimi Al-Haq bin Mustafa Kamal to talk a little bit more in detail about geometric sequence.
Thank you, Aida Ashraf, about explaining for the arithmetic. So now, I'm Akimi Al-Had with Mustafa Kamal, and my matrix number is 012-02409-2338. So now, I'm gonna explain about the geometric sequence. So, what is geometric sequence? Geometric sequence is a sequence in which the ratio of each term to the preceding term in the same throughout. So, as example, we have a number 2, 6. For the first term is 2. For the second term is 6. For the third term is 18. For the fourth term is 54, and so on. So, how we want to know what is the ratio? What is R? So, you're gonna take the second term, divide with the first term. So, let's say the second term is 6, divide with the first term, which is 2. You will get the answer is 3. So let's we take another one, which is the third term, divide with second term. So the third term is 18, divide with the second term, 6. And you will get 3 also. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the formula. So for the formula, nth term is Tn equals to AR powered by n minus 1. So that is for the formula nth term. So now we're going to talk about the formula sum of first n terms. So Sn equals to A in a bracket, we got R power of n minus 1. And we divide it by R minus 1. Then we're going to close the bracket. That is if the R is bigger than 1. And there's another one, which is actually the same formula, but it's a little bit different. So Sn equals to A in a bracket 1 minus R power of n divided with 1 minus R. So it's just opposite. So if the R is smaller than 1, we need to use the second formula. So now I'm gonna talk about like the each of the name, like the Sn, Tn, A, R, everything. So for the Tn equals to nth term, and Sn is the sum of first term, A is a first term, N is number of term, and R is common ratio. equals to Tn divided with Tn minus 1. So let's look for the example 1. So example 1, given the following geometric sequence 4, 8, 16, find the first term and common ratio. As you guys can see, the first term is 4. So A equals to 4. Remember, A is a first term. So now we need to find the common ratio, which is R. So you need to take the second term, divide with the first term, and you will get the ratio. And here, you guys can see the second term is 8 and the first term is 4. When you divide it, you will get 2. Same goes as the third term, divide with the second term. 16 divided with 8, you will get 2. So here is the B. They ask for the fifth term. So basically, you need to use the formula NTH term. So you use the Tn equals to AR power of n minus 1. So we got the fifth term. So the n, we need to change it with the 5. So it will be term 5. So T5 equals to 4 because our A, which is the first term, is 4. And our R, our common ratio, is 2. Because after we divide it, we will get 2. So now, we need to do one by one. So here you guys can see there's 4 in bracket and 2 in bracket also. But for 2, they have an n minus 1, right? So the n is, which is the number of term is 5. Okay, which is number 5. Sorry about that. So n, we need to exchange with 5 and we minus with 1. So you're gonna get like 16. That's the answer. So 4 times with 16, you will get 64. That's for searching the fifth term. So now we're gonna use the sum of the first 5 term. So we need to use the Sn formula. So Sn equals to A in bracket R power of n and minus 1, and R divided with R minus 1 in the bracket too. So here you guys can see our A, the first term, is 4, and the R common ratio, we change it with 2, and the fifth term, we're gonna change with the n, fifth, minus 1. So divided with 2 minus 1, we will get 4 in the bracket, 31 divided with 1 in bracket. So the answer is 124. So the B, they ask for the fifth term. So basically, you need to use the formula NTH term. So you use the Tn equals to AR power of n minus 1. So we got the fifth term. So the n, we need to change it with the 5. So it will be term 5. So T5 equals to 4 because our A, which is the first term, is 4. And our R, our common ratio, is 2. Because after we divide it, we will get 2. So now, we need to do one by one. So here you guys can see there's 4 in bracket and 2 in bracket also. But for 2, they have an n minus 1, right? So the n is, which is the number of term is 5. Okay, which is number 5. Sorry about that. So n, we need to exchange with 5 and we minus with 1. So you're gonna get like 16. That's the answer. So 4 times with 16, you will get 64. That's for searching the fifth term. So now we're gonna use the sum of the first 5 term. so we need to use the Sn formula. So Sn equals to A in bracket R power of n and minus 1, and R divided with R minus 1 in the bracket too. So at here you guys can see our A, the first term is 4, and the R common ratio we change it with 2, and the fifth term we're gonna change with the n, fifth, minus 1. So divided with 2 minus 1, we will get 4 in the bracket, 31 divided with 1 in bracket. So the answer is 124. Okay, now we're gonna look at the example 2. So example 2, find the number of terms in the following sequence, which is 5, 20, 80, until to 20,480. So as we know that our first term is 5, and our common ratio is by using the second term divided with the first term, we'll get 4. So at here, we're gonna use the Tn term, which is the formula for NTH term. So we're gonna look at here. We got 20,480. That is our Tn, because at here you guys can see the number of terms in the following sequence. So they did not give us which term that we need to use. So we need to take the highest term, which is the 20,480. So at here we're gonna use the Tn formula. Tn equals to A R power of n minus 1. So at here you guys can see 20,480 is our Tn, equals to A equals to 5 and R equals to 4 power by n minus 1. So here we bring the 5 to the other side in order to divide. 20,480 divided with 5 equals to 4 power of n minus 1. So we will get 4,096 equals to 4n minus 1. Okay. So now we need to find n. So in order to make it look more beauty or make it more simple, we need to exchange both displays. So for the 4 power of n minus 1, we bring to the other side, to the left side, and 4,096 we're gonna bring to the right side. So here, because we want to know the n, what's the value of n, so we need to use log. So n minus 1, we need to bring the power to in front so that the 4 will be alone. So n minus 1 and the 4 will put log. So n minus 1 log 4. When we already use log, we need to change everything. So n minus 1 log 4 equals to log 4,096. Okay, so now we're going to bring the log 4 to the right side. So we will divide it with log 4,096 divided with log 4. And we will get the answer 7. So n minus 1 equals to 7. So we only want n. So we bring 1 to the other side. So n negative 1 equals to 7. So we bring the negative 1 to the other side. It will become positive 1. So n equals to 8. Because 7 plus 1. Yep. So that's all from us. Thank you very much.